Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Gemini, for today is Oya. I further as protection. Now looking at the picture, the energy of Oya is always about protection, about also, not only protecting your energy, your boundaries, the people you love. It could be your intertective, domains like law enforcement, police, or even serving for the countries or city. But this is also protecting your house from any kind of negativity, any negative energy. So there's a lot of clearing of the stagnant energies, like maybe you could be saging your house or doing some kind of a protecting rituals, some kind of charms you could be using for protection as well. There is also an energy of, a lightning thunderbolt, something that even when the lightning comes, it basically, it's like an energy of clearing away the path, So for some of you, some things, projects, or some situations, maybe in your personal life, maybe in relations, if you felt stuck someplace, I feel that there is an opening up of that situation. So things might start to move forward, might get cleared away. Some kind of clearing of a situation. So if it was in regards to your professional or some kind of business, some documents that were held up, I feel that now things are starting to move forward. That path is getting cleared up for you. And also there is protection as you move forward in that path. You're also being protected, so it's a good energy out here for some of you. Mars is transiting in your sign here, Gemini. So I feel that, Mars is a little bit of a heated energy. So just be mindful of, heated arguments, debates, or any kind of, harsh words or conversations or text. So don't get impulsive in your responses. So for some of you, this could be also an energy of, forward movement in your career. So maybe if you were looking for a promotion or a job change or something like that, that could be possible. That could be opening up for you now. I'm also picking up an energy of, detoxification. So some of you might be kind of, either detoxifying your body or digital detox, curing away your devices, of files and documents that you have accumulated. You might be clearing that out. Maybe it's actual documents that you're shredding away, or it's digital spaces that you're cleaning, maybe apps and things that you want to delete, or some kind of clutter, decluttering is also coming through very strongly. For some of you, this can also be sudden awakening, when it comes to lightning and thunderbolt. It's like sudden realization. So for some of you, it could be like either you're getting some premonitions or some kind of realizations, or something about your gut is telling you, and you're making sudden shifts in, just following your gut feeling because you're feeling a certain type of way. So for some of you, it could be sudden realizations as well. Now, others of you, I'm also picking up an energy of stormy please and thunder and storms and lightning. So if you are in those places, just be mindful, you could be dealing with some kind of storms. If that's your case, then get the help that you can, or get your plan of action, plan B, plan E, all those kind of resources lined up should you be in such a situation. For some of you, you could be actually dealing with some kind of a storm, kind of, insurances or something like that in regards to bad weather. But also there is a protection under those circumstances as well. So if you are dealing with bad weather conditions around your place, then just know that you are being protected. And if things were not moving, because of bad weather conditions, things will start to move forward. Now, there's also an energy of boldness, So there's also an energy of, not tolerating any kind of nonsense from people. So I do feel that if you're not in alignment, or if people's talks or their actions, or, whatever they see and do is not in alignment with you, you're kind of out of there. You're kind of bailing out from those situations. Like you're becoming less patient with, the people that are not in alignment, or people who just say something, do something else. And I'm also getting a little bit of a boldness in terms of how you talk to people. Like you're kind of more bolder, in a bolder way. You could be taking some, just be mindful. Like I said, Mars is transiting, so be mindful about harsh words and things like that. Or also, I feel that you're not kind of overcommitting. Maybe you were saying yes to a lot of things, even if you were tired, but now you're like kind of bold. You're not, you're not afraid of saying, no, I'm tired, I can't do it today. So this is something that you have kind of learned it the hard way. Like saying no is something you could have learned the hard way. So instead of over-explaining yourself, you're kind of just cutting that conversation off. Now, others of you could be bold in terms of, bold steps. I don't know where you need to take those bold steps, but there is a little bit of a boldness that I'm getting. Maybe you were a little shy before, or maybe you were afraid of doing things before. So if there's anything that you are afraid of doing, I do feel a little kind of boldness. You might be trying bold things as well, like maybe different flavors, or maybe different cuisines, or maybe you're like, let me try a different kind of, maybe a workout. So you're becoming a little bit bold in terms of experimenting and trying out different things. There could be different kind of hairstyles, hairdo, or wardrobe also for some of you. The next card you have, Gemini, is number 16. I further it says stars, 6 of hearts. So the number 6, 1, and 7 are coming through strong with this energy. If you look at the picture, there is this person that's looking at the stars, right? A stargazing energy. There's also the hands that are submerged kind of in this water, trying to, hold the water in the hands. So when it comes to stargazing, so some of you could have this kind of interest in setting up about the cosmos or the universe. You could be stargazing. We had a solar eclipse yesterday, so for some of you, it could be that event. It was a big event. A lot of people, especially if it was in your line of sight, you could be interested in that as well. But otherwise, it's like for some of you, this could be nighttime. You might be interested in it. Maybe you have the telescope, or you're visiting such places that have telescopes and observatories. For some of you, it could be those kind of interests, maybe as a hobby, or you're just visiting. But in general, this is, star is like following your North Star, right? The energy of hope, of positivity, of renewals, of feeling things can work out now. Like I mentioned, you had the clearing of the energy, the clearing of the path in your last card of protection, and the energy of Oya, which is about clearing of path. And I feel that that is giving you a lot of hope. Now you're feeling like you can manifest things, you can complete your projects, you can achieve the results. For some of you, this could be also something that you're dreaming about. Maybe you have a dream that you want to accomplish, a goal, or maybe it's a hobby that you want to pursue or something like that. So it could be that, the stars are guiding you onto the path forward for some of you. Or it's just that you're, for some of you, you could be wishing upon stars, for some kind of wish to come true. But otherwise, there's also an energy of, cosmic guidance. It's like, the written in the stars kind of energy. For some of you, things might be working out in a way that you feel like, oh my God, this was meant to be. This was written in the stars for me. So for some of you, it could be that as well. But yeah, I do feel a lot of manifestation forward movement. For some of you, could be renewing your interest or having new interest in reading up about space and cosmos. And, stars, or setting up about that in some way. And the last card for today, Gemini, you have is a message from the cosmos. And it says, wherever you go and whatever you do, be in love. Strong feelings, inspired, don't settle for less. So yes, definitely there is an energy of, um, you know, uh, coming from the heart space, liking things, doing things, pursuing your hobbies, goals, things that you really like. So being in love with what you do, your hobbies, your business, if you pursue, or the work that you pursue is something that do only those things, pursue only those fields that really, you're in love with, because then work doesn't feel like work. Now, if it's not in regards to your professional, it could be on your personal front as well. It could be the people that you're meeting are fated, like the star energies there. So you could be meeting, or you could be with people that you feel you were meant to be with. It's that kind of a love that transcends every situation. So definitely you might be either, if you were not paired up or partnered up already, you could be feeling that, there is some person around you, that you're drawn towards. Maybe it's somebody already. It doesn't have to be that it's a new person. It could be somebody that you already partnered up, that you could be feeling a renewed a connection. You could be feeling like, this is it. This is you're meant to be. There is a new spark. It feels electric. Something like that, and I feel that for those of you that are actually in the dating pool, you might be drawn towards just that's the connection, and you're like, you know what, I keep getting pulled into this person, or I keep meeting this person, maybe it's fated. So I should drop all the other people that I'm meeting up, and, all those connections that I feel that are kind of like lukewarm, and actually try and see if the person that I'm getting called to is someone that I'm meant to be with. So basically, it's doing things, being with people that you are in love with, whether it's creative endeavors, whether it's relationships, doing things that, maybe you feel serve a higher purpose with the star energy. And that's when we're able to give it our all, right? We were able to devote ourselves full-heartedly working on those things. And also when, we align ourselves with people that are like us, that mean fated, right? It just feels like a soulmate energy, So this is something that you could be experiencing, Gemini, some strong feelings, or passion towards some kind of creative endeavors and things like that. So this is like, meant to be undeniable, impossible to ignore kind of energy. So Gemini, those were your messages, and hope they resonated with you. Now moving on to the sign of Libra. So the first card you have, Libra, for today is Alchemy, and it says choices. Yeah, it looks like a chemical lab. The person's holding some kind of a beaker, and of course, alchemy choices. It's like alchemy is also a process of transmutation, right? I mean, turning something into something more bigger and better. So I do feel that there is a change as a transformation which is happening out here for you, Libra, and you're being very intentional with that, with the, I would say, choosing things, because or your actions or your mindset. Something about here is, allowing you to make those choices that are going to turn, anything that was negative or anything that was rough in the past. It's going to transmute that energy and turn into something really positive for you. It's like turning lead into board kind of a vibe out here. It's just gonna and you have a huge decision to make. The choices that you make are going to make this happen for you. Now, choices, it could be in terms of the resources, like, what kind of things, people, money, budgets, or, tools, whatever that is for you, your own daily routines, the choices you make in your daily routines, daily lifestyle is also going to decide the outcome. And of course, like, that's what happens, right? I mean, based on what we do in our day, the choices we make, even on the mundane, decide where we are going in the future, what our future will look like. So a lot of, the only thing is Venus being in Virgo right now, avoid over-perfectionist tendencies here. You might be like, sometimes because you want to get everything right, everything perfect, we kind of over-procrastinate or over-analyze or just keep waiting for the right resources, right time, right budget, right people, right this, that, and the third. So we don't want to stall and hold up our situation or whatever we want to do, whatever you want to transmute. Go ahead and do it. Because if you if you actually go forward with it, the outcome will be positive in your favor. So I do feel that there is something out here that you're trying to make choices about, decide about. Maybe it's partnerships, maybe it's, personal or professional, maybe it's some kind of, it's even, alchemy doesn't even, it doesn't have to be a negative external situation. It could be something within you, something internal, like maybe your perception, maybe your mindset, maybe your routine, maybe your healthcare routine, or your workout routine, or what you eat and how you eat and when you sleep. All of those negative situations, they sometimes bring us down, they hold us back. We feel lethargic, we feel tired, we're unable to put in the work, we're unable to focus. It could be distractions that you're trying to cut off also. Sorry about that noise. So whatever situation this is, whether it's in regards to your health, whether it's in regards to your work, or maybe some bad decisions you took in the past, now you're turning it around, and you're making it work in your favor, whether it's changing up jobs and you were stuck in a certain position because of whatever situation was holding you back. You're like, no more. I'm going to just change my job and I'm going to make it work for me. This can also be, for some of you, your health. You're like, okay, enough of what I was doing with my health. Now I'm going to go work out. I'm going to make healthy choices. For some of you, it could be that as well. For some of you, it could be where you're living, the neighborhoods or the homes that you are. Maybe it could be the clothes choices or the hair choice or whatever city choice or whatever this was for you. Maybe it didn't. Maybe you were just procrastinating like before making changes, but now you're like, enough of it. I'm just going to break free from that, and I'm going to transfer this negative energy into something positive. So it's a good time. If whatever you're deciding, it's a good time. Don't be impulsive with things. Make sure that you have a plan A, plan B, and you have all the data that you need, all the tasks listed out. It doesn't have to be perfect, but at least some kind of a plan, some kind of resources, something aligned, some research that you have done. Don't just jump into it with both feet without knowing how and what to do. So it's just that don't be impulsive with your decisions, but otherwise it's a good time to commit to something and transmute it. The next card you have, Libra, is number 1, and it says Rider. Further, it says 9 of Hearts. So with the hearts, it's like the 9 of Cups. It's like something which makes you happy. Rider is like a messenger. It could be somebody as well. But I feel for the most part, it's on a horse. It's like a very fairy tale. It's galloping over the castle, some kind of a fairy tale kind of an energy. Now with riders, it's fast moving news, fast movement of situations. It could be like, people reaching out to you, or things that were stuck, opportunities, or you didn't hear back from people, whether it's job opportunities, business opportunities, or just on the personal front. Maybe you reached out to people, your friends you've been waiting to hear, or you haven't heard from somebody from a long time. Those situations are now going to pick up speed. You're going to hear from people, you're going to get the responses, you're going to see situations move forward. Things that were held up for a long time, you'll see fast movement energy on those fronts. Just be careful that it has a little bit of a fairy tale energy to this. So whatever situation is moving fast, make sure that you're checking your facts and don't be impulsive. I said that in the alchemy as well. So you will have some decisions to make when you hear the news. And I'm sure it's going to be a happy news because the 9 of Hearts. Just make sure that, you don't make those big grand announcements unless you're verifying the details or, you're assured that the things are working out as you had expected. So keep an eye out on your messages, on the emails, or, phone calls or something like that might come in really, really fast. For some of you, this could also be you're traveling to some places that look like fairylands. You could be visiting some theme parks and things like that. You could be traveling or booking your tickets, maybe to far-off lands, or maybe people from far-off lands are coming to visit you for some of you. For others of you, this can also be, this looks like kind of a groom energy, and in a lot of cultures, they do have, grooms, they dress up and they ride on horses and things like that. So for some of you, this could be fast movement on your personal front, like, in your relationships, when you're getting engaged, when you're getting married, maybe you're making those big announcements, a very announcement kind of an energy is what I'm picking up. So for some of you, could be hearing announcements from people, or you could be making those announcements. And this is also about, maybe for you, some of you, you're visiting places that have horses and things like that, but otherwise, the fast movement could happen in any area of your life. It could be even if you're trying to buy homes, maybe there is fast news on that front. Maybe you're selling homes, who knows, or maybe you're moving to a different place. So for some of you, it could be a relocation, a change of place, or just people visiting you from far off lands for some of you. But it's a good energy, it's like an excitement out here. I feel like something that'll make you really happy, make you excited. And the only thing is just to make sure that all the facts, if you are planning to make any announcements, you are first assured that things are exactly as they seem like. And the last card for today, Libra, you have is a message from the universe. And it says, maybe you search the branches for what is only in the roots. Go deeper, look elsewhere, you need more. So definitely, if you look at the tree, very bright colors, there's blue, there's red, the roots are lit up. So there is an energy of going deeper with, looking for data, looking for answers, researching. Some of you could be researching or researchers. Some of you are going deep to look for answers. But it's a good thing. Like, you're actually getting to the bottom of things. You really want to get to the bottom of things, to get the real data, to get the real answers, not superficial answers or brushing off under the rug and things like that. So maybe you have been looking at, high level and you're not getting the answers, maybe, or maybe what you got is not really right. So for the right data, you need to dig in a little bit more deeper or look in elsewhere than where you have been looking. So it's just a little bit of a redirection and going, for more insights, more research than what you have already done. So Libra, those were your messages. Hope they resonated with you. Now moving on to the sign of Aquarius. The first card you have, Aquarius, for today is Yemota. And it further says star seed. Okay, yeah, so there's a mermaid out here. Mermaid are, like unicorns, right? Unreal. But they're also known as a connection, they're otherworldly creatures, like, something about water, coming from multiple worlds, like connection to mythological creatures or cosmic creatures, something which is a little bit unreal, but at the same time, because there's a star seed energy, so there is something about being wiser beyond your years, somebody who knows a lot, who feels a lot, who gets those ideas, who's like has a futuristic thinking. Maybe your ideas, maybe your thoughts, or maybe your intuition leads you to futuristic ideas or something, ahead of your times. Now, for those of you that are having some, because I feel like North Node in your sign, Aquarius, is going to push you towards your soul's purpose. So you might be starting up something new. You might be having renewed interest in some kind of cosmic, astrology, astronomy, those kind of initiatives. For some of you might be reading up about that, but also connecting with people, that are like-minded or that enjoy the same subjects and topics of your interest. So definitely there is there is some kind of a spiritual take on this. But other than that, there is also a very futuristic, and Aquarius energy is always related to a futuristic approach or futuristic ideas or futuristic things that you're building. It could be in your personal life. It could be you're building, futuristic, more forward than the current times. Those kind of ideas, those kind of products, those kind of things that you could be working on. For some of you, this could be ocean related or waterfront related. Maybe you're living by the ocean. Maybe you're moving there, and things like that. So, or maybe you're reading up about mythology and mythological creatures. For some of you, you could be having those brilliant ideas. Maybe it's in regards to, maybe it's in regards to something to do with water, or maybe you were getting those ideas and visions around water. Sometimes it does happen, even though you are an air sign. You're a fixed air sign, so It's you may have a lot of water placements for some of you Aquarians that I'm talking to today. So for some of you, it could be that you have a lot of water placements and you're very intuitive, or you get those visions when you're around the water bodies. And so it's a good energy out here. Of course, for some of you, this could be space-oriented, jobs and work or something related to that you could be also engaged with. The next card for today, Aquarius, you have is number 2, and it says Clover. Further, it says 6 of Diamonds. So Clover is always a lucky energy. This is good fortune. These are opportunities. Stagnant situations, gearing up, opportunities landing that you had not expected. It's like you getting picked for situations or jobs or offers that you had not expected. Maybe you were not even looking for opportunities, and just people think that you have the potential and they offer those opportunities to you. But whatever this is, a Clover is a fast-acting energy, like a small window of good luck, good fortune, of unexpected situations working out for you. So if there is a decision to be made, if there is something that you want to act on, then you need to do it fast, because I feel like a week or 10 days or maybe 2 weeks or something like that is the kind of window that opens up with this. Could even be 6 weeks, 6 days. There's a number 6 out here. So this can also be that, these are also wins. You could be winning some kind of money or winning prizes, or, maybe you're playing a bingo and you get a prize, or you win a lottery, a small lotto, and things like that, or you find cash somewhere, or you get a discount or a good deal that you have been eyeing for some time and it opens up for you. For some of you, this could be small investments that pay off. This could be that, maybe you went out for a restaurant and somebody picks up the bill for you, or somebody covers some expense for you. Maybe this is insurance paying for things that you had not expected. Maybe you get good car deals, or maybe the house that you have been eyeing, it comes down in price and you land that offer. Or maybe you're trying to sell a home and you find a buyer that gives you the price that you wanted. So these are small wins, whether in, opportunities as opportunities, or you end up meeting the right people or the right contacts that become your best friends or become a good circle and things like that. Those kind of opportunities could also be possible with this energy. So keep an eye on for the good things. This is the universe just, bringing a good wins, small wins, energy to you. This is also feeling good, feeling lucky, feeling happy. So definitely a shift in your mood, in your perception, in the way you, in your mindset, in your thinking, in general temperament. This is a positive lift in that as well. So a very lucky card for some of you. This could be green color. Some of you could be having these clover or finding clovers. You could be in place where you could have spotted some clovers, or you could be having some items around those clovers, Irish things and things like that. So it's a positive energy for good investing, good, your savings or your investments, your time investments being off as well. Maybe you invested into something and it's now time for it to pay off in a good way for you. And the last card for today, Aquarius, you have is a message from Cosmos, and it says, try something different, surrender, don't push so hard, let grace carry you. There's some kind of aerobics energy out here, so some of you could be into some kind of sports aerobic exercises, maybe trying up different routines or different workout routines. There is also an energy of surrendering, Aquarius, because sometimes we want things to work out according to our way, according to our timings. We keep kind of pushing too hard on things, and I feel here is a moment for you to just let go. It's like whatever will be, So once you do that, once you let universe, you transfer control to the universe, I feel things will work out in better ways that you had not expected, especially with the clover energy. Positive opportunities are coming to you that you had not expected. It's just that when we release control, things start to work out better than we had actually planned for ourselves. So your new doors opening for you, less struggle, do things that is not pushing against the tide. So do things in a way that doesn't feel like a struggle. Trust the universe, trust the process, and do things with ease. Don't push too hard. If things aren't working out, you know that it's not meant for you. You know it's not good for you. So there is, the unseen forces that are actually working in your favor right now, Aquarius, and they are moving you on the path. They're moving you forward in the right direction. So just trust that process. Okay, so those were your messages, Aquarius. Hope they resonated with you. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.